Gonna be a good day.
Gonna be a good day. Yeah, welcome aboard. Taking you on a morel hunt. One thing's for certain. Bumpy roads, dust, long 2-hour drives, with just a hope and a prayer that you might find the morels. If you're not up for those things, maybe even some scratches on your door paint. We call it Sierra pinstriping. Yeah, that's pretty much part of the game. You can check that box if that's something you're interested in, and keep going. Oh yeah, I forgot to add, steep, slippery slopes. Your legs are gonna burn. But I promise you, by the end of morel season, which is sometime in mid to late June, your legs will be strong. I think one of the reasons why people have a hard time finding morels is because they just can't see them. I looked at this area at first, didn't see anything, thought they should be here, still didn't see anything, was about ready to leave, and then I see one morel. And I'm like, okay, well, morels love company. So I stopped, started looking around, and then, oh look, there's another one. I took a knee, because you can see them better when you're low to the ground. I looked across the creek, and look, there's a little family group popping up. So I think a lot of it's just being able to see. Another reason why people don't find morels is because somebody else found them first. The competition is tough. Right here. See these? These are cut morel stumps. Somebody's already been through here. You're not going to find morels going behind people. You might find a handful or two. We call that getting pickpocketed, when you come in from behind a picker and find some. But if you want to fill a bucket and pick 30, 40 pounds a day, you've got to be the first one. Here's some boot tracks. Boot tracks over here. There's a cluster of cut stumps. So you would move beyond this area and try to find your own. Being the first one in is the difference between loading up and not finding them. So once I moved up ahead, got away from where other pressure has been picking morels, I got into an area that is close to water, and I knew there hadn't been anybody in here. It's the right elevation. Sure enough, check this out. Nice little handful of morels through here. So I'll just walk this creek up knowing that no one else has been here, and maybe I'll find some more. Unlike other sports, with morel hunting, the difference between first and second prize, it's a big difference. And now they're going to be finding my cut stumps. Hunting morels out west, where you're chasing wildfires from year to year, you really rely on those spring rains, because there's hundreds of square miles of prime morel habitat, but it's bone dry this year. Driest April on record. There's so much room for morels, but they're not there because they need water. So it's really competitive this year. Morels aren't going to grow out in a dry forest, even though everything else is there. They're going to be close to water, and we don't have any water this year, so your only chance is walking creeks and springs, hoping for the best. So this is why they call it morel hunting and not morel picking. For the last hour, I've been running my chainsaw, cutting my way through down logs and trees. And I tell you what, if you have a beautiful vehicle that you don't want scratched, morel hunting probably isn't for you. I reached the end of the line, big washout in the road. So the area I wanted to hunt is still a ways away. So if I want to check it out, I'm gonna have to walk. So I just wanted to tell you, this is normal. You know, I never thought I was a superstitious person, but over the years, certain patterns have emerged. And whenever I pick up a mylar balloon when I'm out in the wild, it always brings me luck. These things manage to find their way into so many places. So I just picked up a mylar balloon, and let's hope it brings me some morel luck. So this is exactly why you don't give up. You just keep assessing the conditions and changing. I dropped down an elevation and bingo. We've got nice little bloom of morels. They're all growing up through here, and none of these areas, no boot tracks. It hasn't been picked. So I'm just going to work up this creek, hopefully get a nice little haul. Well, I sure hope you had fun today coming along on a morel hunt with me. It wasn't the greatest day, but I did find a few. And I hope you learned a few things about finding morel.